live broadcast. And if you're catching me this early, then welcome to the Clout Morning Show podcast. Yes, it is.
I got it. Do you have your passport?
Give me a second.
Girl, would you like to
Just listen to this for a second. Drink your coffee to this.
America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America.
This really gets me in the mood in the morning, dude. To podcast.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to come back with us to America? To America.
Oh, God! Everybody, welcome to the Clout Morning Show. I play some R. Kelly for us at the top. Jeez, man, I gotta get used to where the camera is. Okay. I play some R. Kelly for us at the top because guess what? R. Kelly is making music from prison. Maybe not making music from prison. That's probably not the way it's actually happened. He made music before he went to prison, and now somebody's putting it out there for him. So good for him. I mean, I hope people buy the new R. Kelly album. You know, I'm sure he needs the money out there. I can't. So I listened to some, and now I know if I listen to it on the stream, that we'll get probably extremely copyrighted. So, you know, because he's probably looking for any way that he can make some money, you know. It's probably not easy there in prison for R. Kelly, dude. I mean, but anyways, so on that point, you know, aside from the, I think he admitted his guilt years ago. This is like at least 10 years old, if not older. I think he admitted his guilt way back then. Like, he was in fucking Ethiopia. He was in Ethiopia doing this.
To America. America.
You're in Ethiopia, you're doing this, and you think you're not doing questionable things to women? I could imagine somebody with this jam has lots of women locked up in radiators in their basement. See, I think that if R. Kelly would have came on to his kink or whatever later in life, like if he would have waited till like now, his age now, he could get away with it. He'd probably have seen like You or whatever, the television show where he has like a storage unit where he contains his victims. Like R. Kelly's getting one of it's a vinyl preserver room. It's a big glass room with a controlled environment so that his vinyls don't get ruined. But in said vinyl room, he also murders and never mind. R. Kelly is not a murderer. He's actually a diddler. Okay, they're separate things. He did things too. He made victims of women and maybe girls. Maybe, allegedly. I mean, he admitted to it, I guess. His new little thing is like Ooh.
I am
No, never mind. His new little thing is I Admit It. That's his song. I guess we can pull up like a snippet of it because it's just hilarious to hear it. It's actually, I don't know. Some of you people might like it out there. I could low key see some of my friends listening to I admit it, I admit it, I admit it. However it goes, I've only listened to it the one time. So yeah, let's take a listen real quick before we start actually getting into real podcast stuff. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. I hope this is waking you up, listening to some R. Kelly jams. I admit it, I admit it, I admit it, I admit it. I wish there was a music video. That'd be even better. Dude, I think they... Oh, no, never mind. Here's where I was listening to it the other day.
I admit I done made some mistakes.
That's all you get. I admit I make some mistakes. I'm not a rapper, and I'm definitely not R. Kelly, so I feel it. This is part 1, though. It says on the little YouTube thing, I admit it, part 1, so this is 55 minute and 24 second album. So he's got a lot to admit in this album. So I suggest if you want to listen to that, you go check that out. And also, you probably are at the wrong live stream because I don't know why you'd be watching me and be interested in R. Kelly's music. I don't think our fandoms align like that. I don't think our demographics align there. But whatever. I am in Ohio. Ohio has a bad rep for these kind of things. The kind of things that R. Kelly got into. Like having a cult of women at your house under your powerful, R. Kelly arm with all the money and shit. It's just in Ohio here, it's like you kidnap you kidnap a person and you just lock them handcuffed to your radiator or your heater in your basement or something. That's what they do in Ohio. Trust me, I'm from Ohio, where I'm an expert on the guys in Ohio handcuffing women to their heaters in their basement. No, I've just heard the story so many times, dude. So I mean, we've got hillbillies doing it in Ohio, and R. Kelly is the rich guy in California doing it to girls. One more time.
Come back with Rob to America. America.
Which this is actually a good video to watch too.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America?
Oh, it's cannibalism in Texas is the flavor.
Do you have your passport?
Is this why Texas is so notorious? August Child in the chat. Is this why Texas is so notorious for good barbecue? When I go there and eat it, I just don't know that I'm actually eating like a woman that had been locked in someone's basement for years and years, and finally they broke out the smoker and got to cooking. Low and slow, slather on the barbecue, and there we go. Texas BBQ. This is, I mean, you're confirming the idea I had in my head that Ted Cruz is some sort of serial killer. I mean, you can't be telling me this kind of stuff. It's going to lead me down a dark path. Ted Cruz is in Texas with women locked up in his basement. He torches them and then he barbecues them. Okay? Allegedly. I'm not This is not a truth-telling podcast. We kid here. We joke here. So I've got a lot of we didn't have a show this weekend. I was ill. So me and Kevin didn't do the show this weekend, but we will be back sometime soon. It's a weird scheduling time for us because it's holidays. I will ensure, however, here and now, that every Tuesday, allegedly in Minecraft. No, this is real. The Ted Cruz thing is allegedly in Minecraft, but I am saying now, Tuesdays in the morning at 9, I will be doing the Clout Route morning show. Just me, solo. Kevin is actually not here all the time at my house, so the morning show isn't very convenient for him, but the Tuesdays the rest of the month through the holidays and stuff, I will be doing the morning show. Now, somewhere in this month sometime, we're going to be doing a Clout Route best of episode where we just look back at all of our favorite clips that we've looked at over the year, which is a shite ton, actually. If you've been a fan of the podcast for a while, we have looked at quite the gambit this year, so it'll be a fun episode. I think that'll be our only official podcast episode this month going forward. We had the first one this month, but because I was sick, it kind of cut it short. But like I said, morning shows will happen. So because we didn't have a show, I have such the doc to look at, and we will look at it. At least some of it, most of it, drinking my coffee, enjoying my morning off, watching some clips, hopefully not getting depressed because, a lot of times the show leads us down some depressing paths. However, first we start with the uplifting R. Kelly song. Then we talk about murders in basements and barbecue in Texas. And then we talk about my favorite guy on the internet right now, Elon Musk, the talk of the town, And while we're on Yi Lon Ma here, my buddy, we might as well hit some Elon Musk drama. So we'll go through the docket and see if there's any other Elon Musk gems that we need to look at. But
Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Ma. Money. Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Ma. Money.
So it says Binance and FTX. Now he chopped the FTX sign down. So, I mean, I think what Elon Ma is trying to tell us is he's responsible for the death of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried is now in jail. That's the latest news. Mr. Crypto coin buddy of ours, Sam Bankman-Fried, who we've talked about on the podcast a few times, kind of looks like Ethan Klein, but the criminal crypto coin version. He, I guess, this morning is now in jail, I believe, or in prison, whatever, jail. Let me see if I can see. There's the thumbnail today. I forgot that I have full screen up. Maybe I shouldn't. Let me see if I saved a link for this Sam Bankman-Fried thing. It's wild. Lots of Kanye, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't actually, so, because it just happened this morning. But yeah, apparently they have caught up to him. Now, I don't know what you go to jail for being him, like what they get him on. I did tweet out something about this recently. Maybe I can find it if we're playing around here on Twitter. Yeah, here it is. Statement from the Attorney General of the Bahamas, Senator Ryan Pinder, KC, on the arrest of Sam Bankman-Fried. On 12 December 22, so that would have been yesterday, the Office of the Attorney General of the Bahamas is announcing the arrest of the Royal Bahamas Police Force of Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF. I like how they do that. Former CEO of FTX. Comic books really. August Child in the chat says comic books really lied to us about how cool the ultra rich supervillains would look and act. I mean, whatever, dude. I have to push back on this a little bit because you cannot tell me that Bezos is not. Well, okay, maybe he's not exactly Lex Luthor but he's getting there. A little more HGH, you know. Give him a little longer and he'll be the beefy Lex Luthor that we're all looking for. Jeff Bezos. And then, Elon Musk. Yeah. Elon Musk will be like, gosh, I used to be more savvy with the comic book knowledge. I think his name is Mordock or something. It's the guy. It's like he's like a giant head with like tiny limbs. This is Elon. We've talked about it on the pod before. This is more Kevin's theory, but it's like the picture of Elon in the picture of Elon. He's just like a little dude in a giant suit of a guy. Yeah, that's the real Elon. He's just MODOK or whatever. He's actually just a fucking giant head. He's just the head of Elon Musk, and the rest of that is like a robot suit. Or he's cloned. That's what I think. He's cloned, dude. It's hard to believe he's not cloned. There's fat Elon. There's Halloween squeezing into the suit Elon. There's super smart Elon. There's Elon. Yeah, Elon's MODOK, dude. I'm telling you. That head? No, I don't know. We have lots of theories here about Elon. Maybe he's just an AI, a Twitter AI. Like Jack's, like they're all pretending about this, but really Jack, like, that's what I'm talking about. Tizzle Nizzle in the chat, he says, laugh my ass off. I think there's like 8 different Elons like Pain from Naruto. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. He's 8 different Elons, or it's like, it's like Pain from Naruto, or it's like the dude from Harry Potter. It's the fucking Horcruxes. It's Voldemort's Horcruxes. He's got his soul separated into changes suits, We've got all kinds of theories around here. We're really breaking ground on the Elon of it all, I think he better watch it. He thinks he's such a genius, but I think we're all on to him. Anyhow, I guess, should I read any more of this? As a result of the notification received and the material provided therewith, it was deemed appropriate for the Attorney General to seek SBF's arrest and hold him in custody pursuant to our nation's Extradition Act. Okay, so I guess that explains it. At such time as a formal request for extradition is made, the Bahamas intends to process it promptly pursuant to the Bahamian law and its treaty obligations with the United States. Okay, so he's fucked, but I mean, look, I can't hate on you necessarily for Elon love. I mean, like, look, I'm not an Elon fan. I have my reasons. I think that some people have no reason. Exactly, yeah. I liked him when he was quieter as well. I think some people have no reason to like Elon other than like, oh, he's performative on my side now, which is annoying. I mean, he's a little nerd. He was better when he was quieter. Like, he embarrassed himself with this whole Kanye clip. Like, should we watch this? Not sure if I have it on the doc or if I saved it in my Discord. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up this clip of him on stage. It's like embarrassing. Here we go. And I think this is like a different angle or something, or we'll watch some of this. Here we go. And
make some noise for the richest man in the world.
So I won't keep it up too loud because it's loud as fuck. But he said, make some noise for the richest man in the world. This fucking audience is unbearable. But, they do their rounds. They're kind of talking dumbass shit. But as you can hear, If you can, maybe I should turn it up. Booze.
Cheers and booze, I see.
Cheers and booze, I see.
Elon.
Hey, Dave. I want to hear the part where he's like, what should I say? Maybe I'll be looking forever if I here we go. He's talking a little bit. At one point, he says something like, bet you didn't expect this. I'm getting all these booze.
Tough road ahead, I sounds like. But you notice one thing? All these people are booing, and I'm just pointing out the obvious.
Here's Chappelle's real base take now. Like I said, I can understand how somebody would be an Elon fan, a Chappelle fan. I was a fan of both of them at one point in time. But
You have terrible seats. I understand. All coming from way up there, niggas, the last minute. Now I'm playing the niggas boo.
so essentially he says like, yeah, all the people booing are the people on the outskirts, the $175 tickets that are all the way up in the nosebleeds that you paid for to come see him. Those who say don't know. Those who know don't say. And yeah, Elon speaks on too much when he could simply not. Right. And I think he was better at maintaining his image of like people like me liking him, you know, when he wasn't always on Twitter, and when he was more performative in his actions of like, watch me make a flamethrower. That was his performance, you know, like he was really turning it on for the nerds. Now it's like, whatever. I mean, the other day he was saying that pronoun shit, and that pissed me off. My pronouns are prosecute Fauci, and I'm like, give me a fucking break, dude. You could have just said prosecute Fauci. That would have been whatever. I still think you're an idiot because I don't agree with that point, and that's a whole nother matter. But you have to go about it in such a douchebaggy way. Elon does not do anything for himself. Yeah, you want to cringe because he says, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. So annoying. So cringe. So, I mean, he's got a long way to go to, like, he's got to dig himself out of the hole for me, because me and him have not been vibing lately. So, here's a cool clip. So, you know, us being the Clout route and us talking about all the drama, we've talked about the Amber Turd and the Johnny Derp of it all. And here's Amber Turd, and this guy said, Dick Masterson's on Twitter. He says, Amber doing an incredible Buffalo Bill impression on the red carpet. And now, like, having read that, this is uncanny. Volume doesn't really matter. They're not saying much. She doesn't say anything. She just looks unhinged. We've got a fat Getty's image over it, but my God, dude. I'm pretty sure one of the comments in the that I read before was like, "This is what fentanyl looks like," or something. Like, she's lit, dude. You know, I'm young enough to remember all the fun drugs that I used to do. It's only been a few years ago when I did all the experimental, you know, college drug route. I don't do that as much anymore, but I can sympathize with this. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Like, yeah, I couldn't even tell you what this is, whether this is cocaine or whether this is smack, crack, whack, Wacky Tobacco. She is lit. What up, guys? Check it out. Check out my new dress. Oh, shit, yes. I got him all that cocaine. Oh, dear Lord. So, Amber Turd, glad to see that you're doing well out there. No need to dwell on that. I don't want to take, too long dancing on her grave there. But, so, I would have talked about this weekend because this is one of the best clips I've ever seen. And it's actually developed here. So, let me make sure I have the second clip before we get into it. But, so, there is a representative that was crying in Congress over the marriage equality bill that they're trying to pass. And, this lady. So she does her little shtick, and we'll see that. But then the update is that somebody that she knows actually kind of calls her out on it. So let's see. Congress Rep nephew. Let's see if I can find. Yep. I knew I could find it right away if I type that in. And we will watch a little of the
numbers move
clip with the. Oh, sorry about the commercial there. We'll watch a little of the clip with the follow-up clip after we watch the whole clip of her being ridiculous. So here we go. Let me pull the screen back up and check this out.
Mr. Speaker, I'll tell you my priority. Protect religious liberty, protect people of faith, and protect Americans who believe in the true meaning of marriage. I hope and pray
What is that?
that my colleagues will find the courage to join me.
I've heard multiple people say, and it was the first thing my wife said when we watched this, there's a very undeniable Jordan Peterson like squeal here if you listen.
Colleagues will find the courage
to
join me
What are we going to
in
do?
opposing this misguided and this dangerous bill. I yield back.
Gentlewoman's time has expired.
Mr.
Rest in peace, Vicky. Aunt Vicky. Wow. So, Aunt Vicky here is upset that you and your happiness with your partner, whoever that may be, if it's not male and female and child or whatever, like Matt Walsh likes to say, a marriage is between man, woman, and child. Because I'm a weirdo. If you don't have a trad marriage, then you are encroaching on her religion, offending her. Like, it's even beyond offending. Either she's faking, which is the more likely thing, or she's so brainwashed that legitimately, like, it's like a normal person seeing images of, the Middle East or something where there's war going on and people dying. And me as a person seeing footage of someone, being horribly hurt or worse overseas, that would bring me to tears. That would hurt me because I'd be like, wow, I'm here trying to live on the planet. I want everybody else to be able to do their thing too and live a full life, and their lives are ending early. That would make me sad. That would bring me to tears. A normal person, maybe. I'm saying I'm a normal person here, but this lady has brainwashed herself into some sort of situation where it legitimately makes her sad, like somebody died or something, because you are in a gay relationship or in a lesbian relationship, or God forbid you're a trans person. Oh, can we protect the bill? Hey, everybody in chat. Man, we have a very active chat for this morning show. I love it. Literally every time I see this sort of behavior, culture war topics, WRT culture war topics, it just seems so performative. I mean, it is, yeah. I would think that, me not being like a crazy conspiracy theorist kind of thing, I would think, yeah, this lady's just putting on a show to gain that sympathy or whatever. But, you know, if we can think somebody like Kanye has some sort of there's some sort of mental tax that is making him act a certain way. Like if he's mentally hurt or needs help somehow mentally, and that's what's leading him to do all this stuff that he's doing in the media right now, then I guess the same thing could be said for somebody like this in Congress. Like, she's crying. I think that she's being performative, but maybe she's so mentally wrapped up in this fucking crazy religious shit that she's like genuinely hurt because I don't know. What can I say? I'm not this lady, and I can't really put myself in her shoes, but wouldn't it be crazy? People out there, you know, so obsessed with their religion, they're sad, genuinely, because, yeah, I mean, there's always an argument for that, too. Kanye and, you know, Kanye might not be crazy, but these events have led him to this. Same thing with this lady. She might not be crazy, but her life experiences has led her to think this way. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm definitely trying to give this lady a benefit of the doubt only because I'm trashing on her right now. Here we go.
So despite coming out to my aunt this past February, I guess she's still just as much as a homophobe.
So that is just the start here. I wish I could just see his video because I don't care about their little commentary on it. But yeah, so Vicky that we just watched, this is her nephew that he just came out to her.
Started crying because gay people like me can get married.
I hope and pray that my colleagues will find the courage.
The courage! The courage! Oh, what are we going to do without men? I mean, it is so totally. It gives me such Jordan Peterson vibes, which I think lends to maybe the performative of it all. Because I think maybe this is like a bad acting attempt at crying that gets you in that like squealy threshold, you know? Because we know that Jordan Peterson is like faking that shit half the time. The way he turns on Waterworks, oh, man, boys these days. I think that this squealiness is like they're giving away the game at them trying to fake. They're not that good at acting. Oh, what are we gonna do? All right. There was all politics for you this morning, you know. Gotta get you a little dose of politics. We could talk about the Twitter files. That's a thing. Barry Weiss and fucking the other dickhead, Tabibi. You know, they've been doing their little Twitter files dance, which has all been a big nothing burger. So honestly, I don't really want to talk about it that much. What do I want to talk about? There's so much funny stuff. We already talked about the R. Kelly thing, which I definitely wanted to get to. Oh, here we have.
Millions find
Let's see if you guys. See, I face a dilemma, guys. You know, being a tiny podcast, you know, a lower budget podcast is all my money going into it. My YouTube Premium is on my personal account, not on the podcast account. So when I want to watch clips, I have to. It's a dilemma. If I'm on my podcast account and I want to watch clips, I get fucking commercials. Yes, Vault, we did see that FTX crypto guy was finally arrested. Sam Bankman-Fried arrested at AF. Maybe we'll get to a little more of that. I've actually got a whole section in the doc, but I kind of want to dance around and listen to some funny stuff before we It's just depressing. This dude's such a loser. Sam Bankman-Fried, like, the way we'll talk about some of these Coffeezilla clips and stuff here in a second. That's a good idea. August, second browser logged into my personal. But yeah, Coffeezilla goes in on this crypto guy, and I want to look at some of those clips, and we'll look at some of those in a bit. But, you know, to start off my morning with a Bill Maher clip just sounds excellent. Now listen to Bill Maher talk about Greta Thunberg. If you remember her, she's like a very young activist, you know, talking about how she, an activist for the environment and whatnot, basically, saying that the generations that preceded her have really dropped the ball in terms of just, she's a political activist is basically all you need to know. And a kid.
Wow,
Greta Thunberg is fading as an impression. I have a 4-second impression of her, a 15-year-old high school kid.
So this is a good impression.
Lecturing the world.
How dare you?
Just 2 words, 3 words. How dare you? How dare you?
See, Vault Wonder in the chat says, "How dare you, girl?" The Greta girl is the how dare. So everybody knows Greta. Then we're familiar with Greta. The how dare you? And here is fucking Bill Maher and fucking what's his nuts? God, why can't I think of his name?
With Asperger's, lecturing the world. It's just 2 words, 3
Dana
words.
Carvey.
How dare you? How dare you? So that's
and I understand her plight, and I'm sympathetic to it. I think she's a brave person.
Totally.
But I also think she is not representative of her generation, who love to like blame us. You wrecked the world. Yeah, like you're doing it differently. Like you're not driving. Right. You're just with Greta on a sailboat all the time. You're used.
So Bill says, you know, you're doing the same thing that we did. You know, I'm like fucking 70 years old now. I've only been fucking driving in my pickup truck for, 50 of them years. Goddamn, Greta, you've been around for 17 years. You've been doing the same damn thing. I bet you're smoking cigarettes too. And what the fuck ever, Bill Maher.
Using cars as much as we did, so shut the fuck up.
Right.
You know what? We're all decided.
We're probably using cars more than he did,
drive over the
honestly.
Grand Canyon and have a great time on our way. And as long as that's what we decided, I'm not going to be the schmuck driving a 3-foot car.
We are going to do this, basically.
I'm not going to be a schmuck driving a 3-foot car. I mean, what the... That's how we're saving the environment, Bill. It's all about the mini cars that you
try to get to the renewables when they're practical and they can take over for fossil fuels. Everyone's a Republican when the lights go out.
Right.
Everyone's a Republican when the lights go out. This is self-report for sure. I thought Dana Carvey was cooler than this, actually.
Everybody. What the fuck is my
That
life?
sounds like one of those books where they're standing on the cover, hold it with their arms folded. Everyone wants a Republican when the lights go out. My plan to save America, tear that dress off your son and kill criminals and bomb Mexico.
Bomb Mexico into this.
I mean, dude, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, Bill Maher, which that's really it. They just fucking take the piss out of Greta. But Bill Maher, I mean, like I said it before, I say it again. I've been a fan of him for years and years and years. Since I was a teenager. I probably got a lot of the foundational, beliefs that I hold somewhere, some of them from this man. I watched his show. I loved Religulous when that came out, So, I don't know. It's funny to see as I've grown up how out of touch he is now, I guess. Maybe he wasn't then because culture changes and yada yada, but now certainly he's out of touch. And he's kind of like, I'd say it's a grift. He's leaning in. He's leaning into this crowd of people that he can grasp onto now. Like the moderate, I guess, which That's who's always watched this fucking show anyways. I don't know. Let's see. We've got some people popping off in chat. Bill, get on my level. Mar. Yeah. Agreed with that. In the UK, we have those Just Stop Oil protesters that glue their hands to roads. All of them drive petrol and diesel cars too. Well, I mean, there are a lot of people that protest for like the advocation of less reliance on gas and vehicles and yada yada. We live in a society after all, so there's certain things that you have to do to function in society, that being probably more than likely you have to use gas in some sort of way or cars or whatever and harm the environment and blah blah blah. But I don't think that necessarily means that you can't like fight for less. Just because you use a car doesn't mean I can't say like, oh well, we should use less oil, right? I mean, that might not be what you're saying specifically, but I do think that people can, even if you drive in a car, you still can like advocate for less reliance on oil and that kind of energy. It's all performance and virtue signaling though, for sure. I mean, especially like the glue on the hand thing. It was very interesting there for like 3 weeks to see people spilling soups and spaghettis on famous paintings and then gluing themselves to the wall and being like, fuck gas, fuck oil, fuck big oil. Pretty cool stuff. So, yeah, what are we going to look at next? I want to look at this Destiny stuff eventually, but, yeah, there's this Sam Bankman-Fried of it all. So, let me see if I can pull some stuff on Twitter about it, because the news, like I said, just broke. But, 15 hours ago, we read this. Here's Coffeezilla reporting on it. 13 hours ago, we got Philly D saying some stuff. I don't think I will be arrested, Bankman-Fried told more than 19,000 Twitter users who tuned into the interview. Oh, yeah. So when I was saying Coffeezilla was owning him, a lot of them were in Twitter Spaces. That's what they're called, Twitter Spaces, where basically Bankman-Fried would join into a Twitter space with a bunch of crypto bros or whatever, and they'd want to talk about all this FTX drama. And then Coffeezilla would get his in somehow and ask a fucking damning question. And dude cannot deal most of the time with Coffeezilla and his line of questioning. Go check out Coffeezilla's videos on all this. You'll get a lot more out of it than you will from me. You know me, I'm just in for the memes of it all. So I do like to poke fun of how he looks like Ethan Klein and his, the one he had working for his like highest in command look like some little girl, and people were saying that's the Ela Klein of it all. So Ethan and Ela Klein, Sam Bankman-Fried and his, second in command, in Coffeezilla's latest video,
people think they know,
which I'm not sure if that will have anything to do with why he got arrested or some of the information from that, led to him getting arrested. But according to Coffeezilla in this video, he gets him to admit to basically the fraud that he's been doing. The real crux of all this is that Sam Bankman-Fried had this crypto coin, okay? And it was like a bank. He was supposed to hold all the money that was invested, and he was putting it other places like his Alameda research. And then they were kind of like doing the whole infinity loop of one company would pay for something and the other company would do something, kind of thing, so that he can keep all of the money in circulation there. Well, He's not supposed to do that kind of shit. They're supposed to, there are clauses in their contracts or whatever that say like their money would be treated a certain way, and it got treated differently. So then Sam Bankman-Fried tries to explain and weasel his way out of that. And he does on 2 or 3 different occasions, but Coffeezilla really nails him down in the final exchange that they have in this video. Somebody says, Coffeezilla also has a podcast he often co-hosts for called The Drip, which is good. He gets Sam to admit that customer funds were in one big pot and when it wasn't supposed to be. Right. Essentially, Alameda and his FTX or whatever had commingled funds that they would just, cycle between the two of them. This is exactly it. He's not supposed to do that kind of shit. So he is arrested now. I mean, it was only like, oh, I fucked up. A lot of people were arguing in his defense too and saying like, he may have fucked up and had some mishaps and mislooks or whatever, and not done some financial things correct, but is he a criminal really? Well, apparently they deemed him a criminal. They definitely deemed him a criminal because now he is he's in jail. So another Coffeezilla slammer here, which we would have talked about this weekend. Kind of old news, but Coffeezilla says that Trainwreck's new platform is owned by Stake. So if you don't know this drama, I think it's kind of funny. So the whole Trainwrecks of it all on Twitch, I mean, I can't imagine if you're a Twitch guy like a lot of my fans are, or girl, or Envy for that matter. You probably know Trainwrecks. You probably know that he did gambling. Yes, Coffee is the crypto Chris Hansen. I love him too. However, I think Chris Hansen's into some dirty shit himself now, so I don't know if I would call Coffeezilla that. Maybe he's a little higher standard than Chris Hansen. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't dove into that, but I have heard some things in the grapevine that Chris Hansen is not the well, we already know the whole thing. Didn't he do like tax fraud or something, which doesn't necessarily mean that you're, I guess, a bad seed, but yeah, I think he's gotten himself into some questionable situations since. Yeah. Anyways, Trainwrecks, Gamba on Twitch. And he has not been allowed to do his whole, $350 million this motherfucker has made. That's what he said from his contracts and stuff, how much Stake has paid him. 350 mil. That's a lot of money. All these Gamba dudes make a shit ton of money. And they don't even half the time have to lose their money. When they lose, they just get comped for it, that kind of shit. Anyways, because Twitch isn't letting everybody run rampant with the Gamba anymore, Trainwrecks wants to make a new platform where he can do whatever he wants kind of thing. And that is Kick, I guess. So Kick is owned, which I thought it was Trainwreck's platform, but it must be in they must be commingled, doing it together kind of thing. Obviously, Trainwrecks can't make his own platform, so he has to have some sort of partners. But he is on Kick now, and apparently Kick is owned by Stake. Stake is the company that does all the Gamba, paid Trainwrecks all the shit. Interesting. We'll see how all that goes. I think that this looks bad on him, obviously, off the rip, because, he was being criticized for all the Gamba, and then now he's owned by the Gamba. He was already owned by the Gamba. Now he's going to a platform that's owned by the Gamba. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. And you're preying on people with this kind of money most of the time. Let's see what chat has to say. Yeah, if I made 350 mil, I'm retiring. I agree. Dude, it wouldn't even take that much. 100 mil, yeah. I'm easy to buy off. I would just walk away with millions. Yeah, dude. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed from... $1 million. $1 million, I'd try to run away. Maybe I'll get a job when I'm older and I'll just like fucking be a cashier somewhere or something. But $1 million, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. I think I could do it. Let's see. Probably with very little loss. It's always an admin account and funds provided by the website. In the case with big streamers, anyways. Yeah. They pay you. They comp everything. All your winnings are probably fake too, I imagine. I don't know how all that works, but like, if it shows that you won $7 million, I mean, I don't know if you could necessarily, being train wrecks, withdraw $7 million. I mean, I think that they have some sort of deal and he just gets to play is probably how it works. But, what do I know? But, yeah, he's like a co-owner of this. And, yeah, so is the Gamba company. So if you want to do Gamba streams, you've been missing on that. I mean, go check out Kick Streaming. It seems like, let's see. Kick.com is a new venture created by the founders of EasyGo and Stake.com with new studios in Australia and Europe. Kick Gaming's vision is to be the leading content provider in the gambling industry, thanks to its fresh approach to building top-notch slot and table games, available to online casinos worldwide through a single API to its remote game server. So they're just being explicit with it then. They are Gamba streaming. They are a Gamba streaming place. I remember when they just started and all the pages still had Twitch template data. Yeah, dude. Well, I think that's hilarious to me because, yeah, Twitch template data. I wonder where they got that. It's just a Twitch clone. That has to be the same case for like Truth Social, right? They just like ripped all the Twitter shit and then like put red paint on it. I love that. There's a lot of that. Just fucking steal the platform right from underneath them. If you've got enough money. I mean, yeah, I forgot that Twitch source code got leaked. That's a good point. So yeah, I mean, fuck Twitch. But who knows? I mean, maybe in these Twitter files, Twitter will get Twitter code will get released too. Twitter files. But yeah, dude, I swear, Truth Social has to be a fucking complete clone of exactly what Twitter is. It looks so much the same. We could talk about the Billy Clinton of it all. That's kind of funny. But nah. Let's listen to this Destiny stuff. Now, I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know who is this. Like, I don't even know who these streamers are. I'm not gonna lie. Is this the Kai Cenat guy?
You can't see his dumb face. I'm sorry. Here, I'll pull it up right to there. Now you can see Destiny's dumb face. This is Kai Cenat guy, so he's wrong. It's fucking iShowSpeed.
Oh, this is the Speed guy. Okay.
This is the Speed guy.
There's like this whole new legion of like black Zoomer streamers. And for as much as they fucking talked about how like all white people did was scream at the fucking camera, I feel like that's all these guys do. I don't know.
So this is his take, essentially. I mean, we'll watch a little bit more, but his take, first off, he's being, Destiny has blue hair now. I'm sure Destiny has made the joke or whatever that, yeah, fucking blue-haired leftist woman screaming or whatever, like the meme of like, yeah, why is it only blue-haired women that are fighting for abortion rights? Like, he's probably made that joke before, and now he has blue hair, so loser. Anyways. But anyways, yeah, he says, who is this, the Kai Cenat guy? And then he's like, no, this is Speed guy. So he's acting like he doesn't know who they are, even though they're the biggest streamers on Twitch right now, or YouTube or whatever.
I don't know if they have more content, but holy shit.
Now, I'll admit, when I see clips of iShowSpeed, when me and Kevin watch clips of iShowSpeed, yeah, he's like barking or something at somebody, or he's doing something outrageous, like that's part of their shtick, yeah. Kai Cenat's dancing or something, or dancing with all of his buddies, whatever. But I wouldn't necessarily say that their content is, I'm just a fucking zooming, screaming black guy. Whatever, Destiny. He tries so hard to be like as covertly racist as he can be. Yeah, so cool and aloof. That's for sure. But anyways, what I liked about that is he says all that fucking bullshit like he doesn't know who they are, and then Kai Cenat claps back with a clip right here. Now watch out. It is, he is just a screaming black Zoomer. So, cover your ears if you're scared or something of screaming black Zoomers here. Just a warning, trigger warning.
You don't know who is who, dickhead. You obviously know who the fuck I am and who the fuck Speed is. You clearly said this. I don't know if they have more content. Let me tell you something, bro. Like, this is the Twitter comments in a fucking, like, this is if Twitter comments was a person, this is what it is. Bro,
I agree with that statement too. But that's like every commentary.
Hey, you listen to me, bitch. I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know what you do. But do your fucking research before you say shit. And clearly you are a racist. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. That's you. That got something to do with you.
I love that Naruto shirt, by the way.
Black niggas is taking control right now. I would be mad if I was a racist and black niggas got motion right now, nigga. I will be furious, nigga. I will be furious, nigga. I will be so mad. Ooh, I will come on this shit and say whatever I gotta say. I will say what I is. I don't know you from a fucking can of paint, but guess what? Guess what I know? You can eat my dick, nigga. Fuck. Like, bro, it's like, bro, I don't know who niggas be thinking they are, but it's either you get with the program or you stay out the fucking way. That's what's up.
So I feel it. He has his way with with Destiny there. I love it. I mean, for real though, dude. Like, what does he gotta do? What does he gotta do to be a valid creator in Destiny's eyes? He has what? Does he have to come out like the fucking Hodge twins and say like Trump's cool or something? Is that what he has to do to be cool in Destiny's eyes? No, I don't think Destiny is that unhinged, but I just don't get it. Like, shut up, dude. Quit acting like you're so cool, too cool for school, Mr. Blue Hair. Well, whose idea was that? The blue hair for him. Gosh. Let's watch Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk hang out.
Do not.
Let me tell you something about the Hodge twins. Somebody in chat said, I used to watch the Hodge twins a lot. And, I haven't dove into a lot of their content. I will say that. But I do lump them in. And, maybe this is wrong of me, but I lump the Hodge twins in with like a Candace Owens. It's like a black creator that is a white supremacist or being paid off to be a white supremacist. Every talking point that Candace Owens or the Hodge twins for that. Now, I could be wrong about the Hodge twins. I'm more right about Candace Owens, but like I said, I lump the Hodge twins in. Almost every point that they make is some sort of white supremacist point. And like, we're not here to argue about that, but just saying. Question what the Hodge twins or Candace Owens has to say about, politics and whatnot. Because more likely than not, they align with this guy right here, Mr. Carlson himself, or Kirk for that matter.
Amplify NSFW, which I could only infer means not safe for work.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I forgot about this. So the Lincoln Project says stay in school, kids, which, the Lincoln Project itself is questionable, but we're not here to endorse them. I'm just looking at this clip. Kirk says, they were treating my account with more scrutiny and censorship than the Prime Minister of Iran. Can you believe that? Charlie Kirk? No.
Labeled as do not amplify, NSFW, which I could only infer means not safe for work. Other, like threat tags, they're treating my Twitter account with more scrutiny and censorship than the Prime Minister of Iran, than Hamas, than people that do actual terroristic type damage and labeled as.
Well, it's funny how he says that because, like, I think he's missing the point. They're restricting me more than terrorists that do actual damage. Wow. Charlie, it's almost like if you could just have that one more brain cell of power that you could get there and realize the point. Like, yeah, you are. I'm sure that there are things, now I'm not saying that Hamas doesn't share some fucked up shit, but anytime that every time you post a video online, your face shrinks a size. And I think that that's more of an apparent danger to you, my friend. You should stop getting in front of a camera. There's something wrong with your genetics that causes that face of yours to just get smaller and smaller and smaller on that fucking huge. And, I have a huge head too. Charlie. But my face doesn't shrink when I go on camera and then stay that way permanently every time I do it. So, yeah, well, sorry that you're getting treated with more scrutiny than the Prime Minister of Iran. Whatever, dude. So, what do we got left here? We've got Prager U with some genitalia theory or some sexy women theory. The Kanye and Fuentes stuff on Gavin McInnes. That's pretty good. Let's watch some of these. Might as well while we're on the whole unhinged arc. Tucker's face is always a scowl, that brow. Yeah, he's always pissed off unless he's laughing unhinged. There's like these Tucker clips where he'll watch some shit that he thinks is like baffling and he'll just he like breaks down in laughter. Hilarious. Check that out sometime. Him as Butthead and Shapiro as Beavis was possibly my greatest meme. I do like that. I do like that. I would like to watch them together. It would be a great series. Those two together, dressed up, Beavis and Butthead style, watching music videos from today. Like current music videos. And we could hear them talk about like, oh, here's imagine their commentary on like the latest Kirk as Butthead. I like that. Imagine Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro's commentary dressed up like Beavis and Butthead on Taylor Swift's new music video where the scale says fat on it or whatever, and just imagine how they'd rip that apart. Plus everything else in that music video, like hilarious content there. And then I could watch it on the podcast and I could make fun of them. So I think that that's a go. Mike Judge needs to sell the rights to Beavis and Butthead to Fox News or something if they don't already own it. And get that set up for me. Let's listen to Kanye.
It's awesome for a presidential campaign.
Yeah?
To have someone that's honest, that understands the state of the world, and that's ready to listen to what the American people need.
But Hitler's got a pretty bad reputation.
Well, who made that reputation? That was made by Jewish people.
Well,
so Hitler's reputation was made by Jewish people.
Murdering Jews was a pretty big part of his bad reputation.
Yeah, but some of it's incorrect. Also, the Holocaust is not the only Holocaust. So for them to take that and claim, we have abortion right now. That's eugenics. That's genocide. That's a Holocaust that we're dealing with.
I mean, he said this before, this rhetoric before, where it's like the Black Holocaust is abortions because there are like, he says like 90% of Black deaths are abortions or something. He is obviously unhinged and wrong on his numbers here, but what I like about this is you can see like when it cuts to Gavin.
Jewish people.
Well, the murdering Jews was a pretty big part of his bad reputation.
Yeah, but
they all, whether it is Tucker or Tim Pool, I mean, Tim Pool got the worst of it, or even Alex Jones, or now Gavin McInnes here, they all get to a point, it doesn't matter, they all get to a point where they're like, Yeah, Kanye. Like, nobody dares tell him to shut up or, like, challenge his opinion, because after the Tim Pool thing, you kind of saw how that went, and they want him on the show for, you know, free advertisement kind of shit. So, none of them really want to push back too hard, but they all get this look on their face like, if this wasn't Kanye right now and this is somebody else, God, fuck, dude, I might get canceled. We have another clip of this, too. This is a pretty epic, was it a podcast? I don't know. Whatever they're getting into. Where did my clips go? Oh, there they are. Yeah, I don't know if this is Gavin's podcast or like his show or whatever. Censored TV. Yeah, they all do. They all do. They're like, whoa, walk it back.
Well, I don't think that the Jews are particularly ethno-masochistic. If you look at all the blowback to Ye, they're very defensive. They're very paranoid, you could say, almost pathologically paranoid about threats to their well-being. I agree with you that liberalism is a...
Okay, so, yeah, Kanye did make Alex Jones feel uncomfortable, but listen to this point. I just want to hear this one more time from him.
Well, I don't think that the Jews are particularly ethno-masochistic. If you look at all the blowback to Ye, they're very defensive. They're very paranoid, you could say.
So the blowback to Ye from the Jews, according to Nick, they're paranoid and they're threatened or whatever about their well-being. Interesting when Kanye starts to spew a bunch of hateful rhetoric about, you know, Jewish people and their grasp on society as a whole and everything and how they're keeping you down and blah, blah, blah. It's funny he would say stuff like that to a huge audience and get people all riled up about Jewish people and not liking them, maybe. And then Jewish people would be concerned about their well-being. That's strange to me. I don't know if it is to you, but it's very weird to me that Jewish people would be concerned for their well-being when Kanye's out here saying stuff like, you know, they're liars and they own everything and they won't let me live my real life.
Almost pathologically paranoid about threats to their well-being.
Paranoid.
I agree with you that liberalism is a poison. I'm not a liberal, and I think that liberalism...
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of pathologically concerned for my well-being too. I don't know. I feel like that's a thing. It's called living, and you want to live, not die. So you're kind of concerned all the time. Like, maybe not like actively concerned all the time, but you're, you know, a lot of the time you worry about what happens to your well-being. Yeah.
Liberalism has poisoned the well for white people, but if you look at white kids, there's nothing, I don't think, intrinsic in white people that makes them hate themselves. Like, when I was a kid, kids loved Hitler.
Now, this was the reason why I wanted to pull this clip. When I was a kid, kids loved Hitler. Now, Fuentes, let me see here. Nick Fuentes' age. 24. Okay? So I am 30 years old, 6 years older than Nick. So I can't say that we shared the same experience growing up exactly. When I was a kid, kids didn't like Hitler. No, not even like kind of. Like when I was a kid, you know, we liked like Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles and Barbies and Stretch Armstrong and not Hitler. Certainly not Hitler. Actually, if anything, it was like G.I. Joe, the antithesis, like the guy that went and kills Hitler is like what we were into when I was a kid. So 6 years after me being a kid, when Fuentes was a kid, maybe things changed and they had like, you know, action grip fucking Hitler dolls and stuff and, you know, that kind of shit. I don't know. Did they have Stretch Hitler like they had Stretch Armstrong? Do they have the Power Ranger vehicle assembly, except it's like tanks and like Nazi aircraft and stuff that assembles into like a, you know, swastika Zord? I don't know. This wasn't my era, I guess.
In the sense that we see the videos and we see the propaganda and the symbols, and there's something compelling about it just on an aesthetic level.
What? I've never heard that before. When you were...
This is my favorite part, too. Even Gavin's like, oh, shit. Yeah. I've never heard of this.
About it just on an aesthetic level.
What? I've never heard that before. When you were a little kid, like 8 years old, all your friends liked Hitler?
Well, maybe not 8 years old, but on 4chan and on the internet.
Okay. Yeah.
Very
Teenage.
popular.
So that's also a little self-report there, too, Nick. Like, you said kids... When you were a kid, people loved Hitler, and he says, "Oh, when you were 8 years old, you had friends that loved Hitler?" And he was like, "Well, no, maybe not 8. Maybe when I was like 16 or 17 or 18, when I was on 4chan, transforming into the neo-Nazi that you know today, Mr. Nick Fuentes." Like, that's what he's talking about. It wasn't when he was a kid. It wasn't when he was 8 years old. He wasn't playing with Hitler dolls. It was when he was 16 and he was on fucking kiwi farms or something, you know, looking at Hitler stuff and how cool Hitler is. The aesthetic is cool. Yeah, it's like so many people I see sporting swastikas all over the place and not getting punched in the face. Definitely aesthetically pleasing there. Whatever, Fuentes. Let's see here. We're an hour and 11 in. Literally 8 years ago. So let's look at it. I still got some time in me, you know. Last week I did an hour for the morning show, but we've got a lot to look at. I kind of went through it all last week. Asleep at the wheel on the Clout route. I can't remember what this clip was exactly. Now I do. So this is just one for me. One I put in here to crack Kevin up, but since Kevin isn't here, we'll see if it works on y'all.
75,000 signatures. They'll send the
Mr. Grandpa on the right there is falling asleep a little bit.
Fox News.
Completely.
In Central Vermont.
God damn it, anyway! The guy pushed me in the damn road! Get over.
The guy pushed me in the damn road. This will be me someday. This will be me someday for sure. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're heading out, I appreciate it. This will be me someday, though. I have found, as I've gotten older, unfortunately, and I didn't used to have this problem, but now, like, I drive around a lot in the AM. So, like, it'll be right when I'm getting my coffee that I'm, like, driving around a little bit. And I will... If I don't give myself a good slap to the face or, you know, or you chug some coffee, I could be in some real trouble on the road sometime. I feel it, old man. And I would totally do the same thing that he did too. If I was with my wife and we almost went off the road, but we're good, like I save it in time, I would definitely say like, yeah, some idiot almost tried to run me off the road. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So here we'll end it. We'll look at these Prager clips, and then I want to end it on the Amaranth clip. Very interesting. Prager clips, though. Here we go. If you guys aren't familiar with Dennis Prager, he's my favorite old man with a male-female hour on his show. Let's hear what he has to say. Guys insult each other if they really like each other. Will a trans man begin to do that, given that it is not in the female nature to do that? Do you abandon your nature when you abandon your genitalia? Now, this is really just biting commentary by Dennis Prager. Let's listen to him say it.
It's a pretty fair question to ask on a male-female hour. Can you really become a
the
male-female
hour? This is the male-female hour of the Clout Route podcast right now.
I don't believe you can. I believe you can look it and be called it, but I don't believe you can become it.
And he doesn't understand that that's all you need to do. Guess what, Prager? In your brain, the little stuff that's floating and kicking around, it doesn't matter to a trans person, okay? You may think that they're totally invalid and not like them and hate their guts. Who cares? They just want to exist how they want to exist. So if you think that they can look it and be called it, that's it. We're not asking any more from you. You don't have to think anything differently. You should, and you should really compel yourself to think about it critically, not like your craziness that you do. You should, but nobody really cares what's bouncing around in your brain, dude. Nobody cares.
We're too different psychologically as well as physiologically. And the psychological is much harder to change. You can't have a psychology surgery like you can have a mastectomy.
It's called a lobotomy.
It just doesn't happen.
Oh my gosh. You need a psychological surgery.
I have so many questions about this, but I'm going to stick to the ones that I have posed, which were initiated spontaneously last hour when I raised this question. Here's a simple little thing. Guys insult each other if they really like each other.
Here's the quote.
Will a trans man begin to do that? Given that it is not female nature to do that?
Oh, wow.
Do you abandon your nature when you abandon your genitalia?
I mean, that is really quite the quote. Do you abandon your nature when you abandon your genitalia? Me, Dennis Prager. Do I abandon my manly nature when I turn my massive wiener into a manly bussy? Do I abandon my nature? I don't know. Let's hear what he has to say about sexy women.
It's wonderful. We have this wonderful young woman on Tucker Carlson last night.
Oh, God.
She went to Mount Holyoke.
Oh.
$50,000 a year, all girls school. I learned something that I did not know. I wonder if you knew. I'm looking at my producer. That they had the girls
just in case
get a special haircut. Are you aware of that? She mentioned that, and it's the second time I've heard that. Because long hair is sort of too feminine, and you don't want that. I want to discuss that with her. I think that's a very, very big deal. The idea that a girl should want to look attractive, God forbid, even somewhat sexy. The left finds this truly vile. The only women they want to dress sexily are trans women, and ideally in front of kids.
So really think about that. Really, 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 really think about that. Right, exactly. Vault Wanderer in chat says, I have long hair down to my waist and I'm a beefy beard dude. Now what, Dennis? LMAO. Yeah, now what, Dennis? Because there's tons of fucking long haired dudes, but, you know, I'm not me. I must be the manliest guy he's ever seen because my hair practically won't even grow in. So I am the epitome of male here. But I just like that little last bit. The only women they want to dress sexily are trans women. And ideally in front of kids. I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Dennis. The left only want trans women to dress sexily. And whenever traditional women dress sexy, it's an outrage. Actually, you know who outrages when traditional, this is his verbiage, not mine, but you know who gets outraged when traditional women dress sexily? Dennis does. Because then Dennis says, you're dressing like a tramp. You're a whore. You're a pig. You're nasty. Because you're dressing scantily like that. So it's just weird to me. You don't make any sense whatsoever. You can't have one cohesive thought. It's all fucking the bullshit of the moment. So whatever, Prager. Suck my balls. Suck my long-haired balls, dude. My long-haired balls I've never shaved are super feminine, though, because they're long hair. That's not true, by the way. I am a kempt man, and someday, hopefully, I can tell you to buy, like, Manscaped or something to keep yourself kempt like I am. Twitch streamer Amaranth opened a gift from an anonymous viewer that included $70,000 in cash, a new iPhone, and a taser. Now, let's watch her reaction here.
A taser, an iPhone.
I hope I don't get claimed for this.
This is so Is this a YouTuber who's like trying to pull a prank on me or some shit? 20,000.
Maybe.
Another 10,000, $30,000.
I mean, shit, dude. Somebody needs to send me this same care package to my house. Anybody want my address to send me a $70,000 care package with an iPhone and a taser? Just let me know. Hit me up in the DMs, and you can have my address immediately. I would love this. This is a great Christmas present. I don't even see what the problem is. Amaranth, good for you. No. So people are like, what the fuck is this? You know, whatever. It's weird, but, you know, people connect the dots and then they say, oh, $70,000 in cash, a new iPhone, and a taser. This was like a getaway plan. This was like a fan saying, like, get out now. You've got $70,000. You don't need any of this. Cut all your ties. Get the fuck out of Dodge. And if you come upon any trouble, tase the fuck out of them. But, you know, people, the strange part is when she says, it's not even creepy. They don't even ask me to marry them. Yeah, she says that towards the end here.
These are the 5s, the 10s. What the actual fuck?
What in the actual
This
fuck?
has to be either a YouTuber or
She doesn't say it in this clip. But yeah, I have seen the clip where she says, it's not even creepy because they didn't ask me to marry them or whatever. Yeah, someone is genuinely like, here, girl, take $70,000 and get the fuck out because this relationship that you're in is scary. And, you know, I think that we talked about that before on the pod. Who ships cash money? What the hell? Yeah, I mean, I think it showed up in like, well, it looks like the box that she got is like a subscription box. It looks like Boxu or something. She's supposed to get snacks in that thing, and now she's getting $70,000 in cash. But, yeah, I mean, you know, Amaranth has gotten herself in quite the interesting predicament. I mean, especially, there's a lot of buzz around her right now because obviously she got into the husband drama. The husband was acting questionably shitty. I think they may still be together. I don't know. But, you know, after all that, I would definitely encourage her to not. I mean, I don't think she necessarily needs a $70,000 escape box to get the fuck out of there. I think that she's, you know, I hope that she has some sort of support around her. If she doesn't, then yeah, maybe she needs to take the $70,000 and run. Shit. Like I said, anybody want to send me a $70,000 fucking escape box? Let me know. I'll be the first to fucking sign up for that shit. Anyways, another successful morning show. We went a little longer than last week. That's great. I love that. Honestly, next time maybe I'll go even more. That would depend on if I get a pee out before I stream or not, because now I need to get a pee out, and I don't want to turn my morning show into a Hassan Piker stream and leave you with my chair for minutes upon minutes. So thank you all for checking me out this morning. The Clout Route morning show has went great. Shouts out to August Child. Shouts out to Vault Wanderer. Shouts out to Tizzle a while back. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and I hope you guys will all tune in for the live best of show at some point. It'll be sometime soon. I will make sure to blast all that information on Twitter, as well as the Clout Route morning show next Tuesday. And you know what? Maybe I will even get sneaky with it and pop in, randomly some point in between there. Because guess what? I love December, baby. December's the month of fucking around and being on YouTube, because you don't have anything else to do. But yes, I will catch you all on Twitter. Peace out. This has been the Clout Route.